Hi, this is Rachelle with Live in Vibrancy, and a client of mine recently reached out, and she asked me a question, and I thought this would be a really great question to answer in a video. So she explained that she was really stepping into this new identity that she creates, and that things always work out. But what she was finding was that she would create things that she wanted and they would almost work out. But then just at the end, they would slip out of her hands. And so her response was to think, well, I guess the universe has something better planned for me. But this then left her wondering, well, do I create? Because if the universe has something better planned for me, then how can I be the creator of my reality? And I think that that is a really great question. And it also lends itself to to take this conversation down a few important avenues. So first, yes, you create. It's not the techniques that create. It's not you create, you could co-create with the universe because you are the universe, but it's you that creates. So when we do the affirmations, when we do the techniques, they move us into that state, that state of belief, that state of it's mine, that state, right? It is not your thoughts that create. It's not that, you do jumping jacks under the moonlight 80 times on a Friday that creates. It's you. But these things move you into that space. And some people, they don't. And so that's why they don't work out for them, because it's not the techniques that create, it's you. And so she's right. It's not that the universe creates or has something better for her. What's happening here is that, so she is stepping in to this identity as creator. But she, in stepping in, we know that that's not necessarily been how she's really felt about her reality. That she can create some things, but maybe not others. And so as she's stepping into it, what happens is, because reality creation, it kind of has a formula. So what happens is, she was not believing that she's a creator. So she's stepping in to this identity. Now, if I create, how do I respond when things don't go my way? Well, I create, so I don't worry, because I know, okay, maybe I didn't get it today, but it's going to happen tomorrow. And the more I step into this identity, unbothered by it not working out, the more I'm actually embodying this of being a creator. Because each time she would create something and it wouldn't work for her, she would respond the way you respond if you don't create or if you question you create. So now that's her identity. So when I say reality has a formula, it is basically decide what you want, determine what that feels like, and then hold that feeling through circumstances, because circumstances are in essence showing you the old version of you, the way that you responded to your environment. So in order to get a new environment, you have to first respond differently. So that means when it doesn't work out for you, you determine, well, if I'm a creator, it's worked out for me, how would I respond? And then you respond that way. And then trust me, it begins to build itself up, because we don't just rub a lamp and, sometimes we do if we're unconsciously competent. But for some things, when we're moving through a creation challenge, when we're really building that identity of the person that can create this with ease, then circumstances are going to come up, and show you who you've been. And so now this is your moment to decide, who am I actually? So in those moments where she has created, and so this goes for you too, in those moments where you've created what it is that you want, or where you've determined what it is that you want, you need to know what that feeling is. And so I've said this quite a bit. The feeling is pretty much always calm. If I know that I didn't get it today, but it's happening tomorrow, then I don't feel upset. I feel calm. I mean, if I want to be a millionaire, I don't need to feel rich, because you know what rich feels like when you're a millionaire? Regular. And it's the same, whether it's a specific person or a car or a job or like sushi or like pickles on a Friday. It doesn't really matter. It's how do I feel when I have that? And then noticing every time you shift out of that state. That, as I said, that's the work. Oh, somebody wants to go outside, so I'm going to have to wrap this up. So in order to really step into that identity, you have to be that identity in the face of the reality of your old identity. So, and then as you do, then the reality begins to shift to match this new identity. But the trick of the mind is that it basically tells us things like, it's never going to work, or, you're being delusional, or how can you ignore that person is talking to you that way, or whatever. But that is the trick of the mind. That's what it does, because it just wants to confirm who you are and keep you that way, because that's safe. So your subconscious will step in. So if you want to overcome this, then you want to be able to hold circumstances, or hold your position through circumstances. And so circumstances tend to be the way that we refer to the things we don't want. And so hopefully this helps you understand what's happening here in this dynamic, that when we step into things, sometimes you can step right into it. But a lot of times as we step into it and we're just trying it on for size. And so you really have to, because you still are carrying the energy of that old version of you. And so you need to step into it, and then you need to determine what is that energy of the version of you, right? That state, and then hold that as you are getting what you don't want. And so one thing that I kind of wanted to do a video on this, but I'm just going to quickly reference it, is a lot of people, when they read or study Neville, they really like the law, and they sort of like skip over the promise. But what I would say is that the promise is actually giving you instructions on how to make the law work. Because the promise is, in essence, when you break all your energy patterns, when you get over the version of you get over yourself, basically. You recognize like the ego state and the old patterns, and you can move through them. Well, that is exactly how you make the law work. So, anyway, I just thought I would throw that in, because I've been wanting to make a video on it and I just haven't had that chance. So I just thought I'd squeeze it in. Anyway, if you found this video helpful, please share, like, and subscribe, so that other people who might want to understand better why it is that they're getting circumstances and what they need to do to persist through them can get some help too. I do offer coaching as well. And so like I said, share, like, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that little bell so that you know when I put out videos, because at the moment it's still pretty inconsistent. And until the next time I put out a video, live like you can't fail.